Hey everybody, my name is John Shira. Thanks for joining me for another boardroom whiteboard session, and I'm going to be your Chief Strategist Officer for today. We're going to be talking about today is success in business, especially when it deals with technology and counseling, specifically in the nutrition field. We're going to talk about the concept of the three-legged stool. And to give you a little bit of background, I have 30-year history in the information technology industry. I worked for Siemens Business Services, where I was responsible for going and meeting with chief technology officers and chief financial officers at companies such as Intel. I was up in Microsoft in Redmond, Washington, Dial Soap in Scottsdale, Arizona, American Express, another Phoenix-based, American Express Business Services, another Phoenix-based company. And the one thing I learned through this is there are three important factors to any successful implementation or steady state running service or business. And those three basic principles can be metaphorically described in a three-legged stool, okay? Because if you think about a three-legged stool, if one of them is missing or one of them is weak, the stool is not going to stand. It's going to fall, meaning your business will not sustain success or endure time. So let's talk about each one of these. And I think it's important to understand that you can look at your competitors, and there might be somebody right down the street from you, and they're doing the same kind of service class. They're practicing a same medicine that you are, but for some reason, they're doing very well. And you want to be able to capitalize on the market, and maybe the market's big enough in your area. Well, this is where you need to really dissect what they may be doing differently, and also look at yourself or your business in the mirror and understand the principles of the three-legged stool. The three legs are people, process, and tools. Okay? And again, reiterating, without these, or if one of them is weak, the stool will not stand. Your business will falter. So what we're going to do is talk about each one of these. The simplest one is going to be people, right? This could be education. Your people, are they qualified? Do they have the right education? They could be, are they motivators? Certain people are great cheerleaders. I mean, they can come at your customer base, whether that be health club members or patients, like in the medical field, in a small clinic. It's having the right staff that's compassionate with the patients. And they have to be educated, right? So we have to motivate them as well. So these are some basic examples as far as people in your business. And I'm sure all of you know what I'm talking about. Tools, probably the second simplest one. And since we're talking about nutrition technology, excuse me, whether that be mobile-based, web-based, desktop-based, there are tools that you can access through our technology. And it doesn't matter if it's a great tool, a mediocre tool, if you don't have the right people implementing the service through properly educating or motivating your clients, that tool, it doesn't matter. It could be nothing. It could be zero. It could be a piece of paper. So it's important to understand that. And that, so we're going to say here, we're going to say technology, okay? Tech. All right? And I don't need to drill down on that. But since we're talking about technology, let's stick with that, because tools could be a lot of things. They could be devices. They could be a body composition scale, a metabolic analyzer. It doesn't matter. It's tools, and for this example, it's technology. Process is probably one of the most important things. Process, there's so many elements of process. And let's talk about those for a minute. Most importantly, marketing. Because without marketing, you don't have anything. You don't have sales, right? So marketing is huge. As a matter of fact, through these series of whiteboard sessions, and most of you probably have visited the passive income stream whiteboard session, we're talking about a structure to generate additional revenue. But we never really talk about marketing, because we are not a marketing, I am not a marketer, I'm not a marketing organization, and it's up to you, because you have to understand your demographics. That is your responsibility. Study the marketplace that you're chasing. Understand what makes sense and how you go about marketing. Make a plan, because without marketing, you have nothing. So marketing is part of the process. All right. The next is engagement. How do you engage with the customer base? What is the process for that? When they come in, are they coming into a brick and mortar type of arrangement? Or are you providing remote counseling with them? What is the step-by-step process that you have refined that you know is unbreakable and will succeed in your business? This is why, getting back to the discussion of the competitor down the street, regardless of who they are, they may have the same tool. They may have great people, but their process is different than yours, because they maybe have better marketing, whether they have a bigger ad budget, marketing budget, or they have an engagement process with their customer that is better than yours. It's more efficient. And the three-legged stool is something that you always need to think about in your business, because it's constantly evolving, or should I say revolving. You can pick up and move that chair and spin it, and this top might be a spinning top, right? So it's constantly moving. You have turnover with your people. Technology and tools change. Process may change as the demographics change within your area or your competitive landscape. But these are all things that are very important. We get a lot of calls from potential customers or current customers that will ask us, as the tool provider, do you have any customers that are extremely successful? We would like to model what they're doing, but under our brand. I mean, that may sound really great, but here's the situation. Just because they're using the same tool doesn't mean that you're going to have the educated and talented individuals running your business or service. Or you may have a totally different engagement philosophy or process as far as how you engage. Therefore, what may be very successful to some of our customers, if you follow that same exact blueprint, it may be not successful for you. So as you run your business, as you plan your business, I'm going to point out some of the things that are most important here. marketing is number one. If you have no leads, it doesn't matter about any of this stuff. So I feel this is the most important thing, is planning marketing. You know, you have a lot of people get caught up in the fun and the creativity of planning a business, building a website, focusing on the tools, right? And a lot of you out there are entrepreneurs. You have yourself. Maybe you're the people. But the marketing is always like a second thought. It's an afterthought. We have a lot of businesses that come to us and spend thousands of dollars. Everything is built for them, and yet, you know, we look at their volume and it's just not going anywhere. It's because they don't know how to market it, or they're not marketing to the right demographic, or using the right venues. So make sure before you spend money on people, tools, that you really give marketing a big thought. Second is engagement. What is the process? Now there you might think, yeah, what about some gray hair and scar tissue that your company has learned to understand the right engagement process, you know, with the customer? That is something where if you have a repeatable process, you can usually repeat success. People, again, if you're an entrepreneur, maybe you're by yourself, then that is a done deal, right? You know yourself, you know where your expertise is, what your limits are. And then the tools, pick the right technology. Make sure that any technology that is customer facing ties directly into your engagement process. There has to be a flow here. And this concludes this whiteboard session from the three-legged stool perspective. Thank you so much for joining today, and we look forward to having you back in the boardroom. Have a healthy day.